والسلام على سيد المرسلين. وقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا نبي الله. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا حبيب الله. صلوات الله وملائكته وأنبيائه ورسله وحملة عرشه وجميع خلقه على سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. أما بعد. Our deeds has two byproducts, let's put it that way. When we do an action, either we get blessings, or we get fisk, we get sin. And Imam Ghazali, rahmatullahi, he says that there are 7 ways to enter heaven. Right? Usually, when you hear khutbahs, the Imams talk about ways to enter paradise. But Imam Ghazali, rahmatullahi, he talks about how to enter heaven. Why? Because we are usually using these different faculties and we are not using it in the way that it should be used. Now, one of the things I would like to say before we begin is that Imam Ghazali, rahmatullahi, he is known as Hujjatul Islam. Hujjatul Islam means he's the proof of Islam. He wrote a book which is called the Ihya. This is part one of 4, right? All of them are more or less the same size. The ulama says that if all the books of Islam were to somehow disappear, and only the Ihya would remain, it would suffice. Why? Because it contains hadith, it contains Quran, it contains Aqidah, it contains every subject you could think about is in the Ihya. So they say if all the books were to be lost, and only this one were to remain, this would suffice. Imam Ghazali, he deals with the issues of the heart, the problems of the heart. And he's like a spiritual doctor. And when you go to a doctor, you really like to hear everything the answer says. Whenever you go by a doctor, 2 things bother you. One is the cost, the cost of the visit, and the second is the advice that the doctor will give. And usually when the doctor gives advice, the doctor stops you from something that you like. Most of the time. Imam Ghazali, rahmatullahi, he tells you this. The things that he says, people don't like it because it affects them. Because it's things that they like, but it has a negative impact. So this is the problem with reading his books, and this is why most people don't like to read his books because they feel good, they feel less than. But it's like medicine. Sometimes you take medicine, it doesn't taste good. You know the Buckley's advertisement. It doesn't taste good, but it works. This is how Imam Ghazali writes. Well, you might like it, but it works, right? So the Imams list out 7 ways to enter heaven. So he says the ways to enter heaven is through the eyes, through the tongue, through the ears, through the hands, the feet, and the private parts. That's it, right? Anybody else check it? 6. And the stomach. Stomach is one of the ways to enter heaven. So today, inshallah, what we're going to look at the tongue. So in Arabic, the word for tongue is lisan. Lisan, right? Liswan, lisan. This tongue that we have could be used to mend relationships, to build relationships, but it can also be used to destroy relationships. It's so powerful that it could destroy kingdoms, it could destroy empires, it could destroy families, just with uttering 1 or 2 words. We don't understand the impact of the tongue or the impact of words. Sometimes people say, well, it's just words, forget about it. But the words has an impact. When someone insults you, has an impact. When someone speaks bad about you, creates an impact. So it's not just words, but these words cause an effect. And usually this effect takes place with the heart. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, Man qala la ilaha illallah dakhala Jannah or fadakhala Jannah. He sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, whoever says La ilaha illallah, he will enter paradise. So just saying La ilaha illallah, well, obviously with Muhammad Rasulullah, you will enter paradise. So the same tongue could utter one phrase, one kalim, that will cause you to enter paradise. But it's also the same tongue that if you were to use it, this is something wrong. It will cause you to enter the abyss of Jannah. Because he, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, says, La yadkhulu jannata naman. He will not enter paradise. Spread rumors, spread tales of namim, namam. So the same tongue you would use to praise Allah is the same tongue you use to speak. The same tongue that you read in Quran with, the same tongue that you use to backbite people. And not only that we use our tongues, but we use WhatsApp, right? And we use our fingers. So now we are not only communicating with our tongues, we are communicating with our fingers, with our hands. And the things that are in our minds, we put it through class, so whatever, like social media app you are using. But it's whatever is in your heart, you are expressing. And these things cause confusion, it causes problems. So you have to learn to read it. Sometimes what we don't understand is the effect that these things take. For instance, if an individual commits sins, that individual has two types of sins in sin. We have what is called Maulana and then so person commits sin, it's called a fasik. So everybody here is sinners. Nobody here is sinners.